Tune in every Friday at 6 p.m. to see me, Chrissy D, on Fashion Flair on CBC TV8. I'll be bringing you the latest fashion trends, fashion ends, and everything in between. Get ready to transform your style, get inspired, and elevate your fashion game with the ultimate guide to looking fabulous. Join me, Chrissy D, this Friday on CBC TV8 at 6 p.m. for an exciting episode of Fashion Flair.
The ultimate cricket showdown is coming to ESPN, and MCTV has got you covered. The ICC Cricket World Cup 2024 is here on ESPN and MCTV. Tune into MCTV channels 302 and 308 and don't miss a single six, wicket, or heart-pounding moment as top teams vie for the 2024 T20 World Cup. From June 1st to 29th, it's cricket you can't afford to miss. Tune into ESPN on MCTV, and for live radio coverage, tune into 94.7. Catch every moment of the ICC Cricket World Cup T20 action.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
So good in a party yet. You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
From 98.1 to CBC TV8 comes the Soca Avenue, the sweetest soca hour in radio. It's artists with new tunes and some old sweet ones too, jamming on the Soca Avenue. Saturdays, join AON Skills and the crew down on Soca Avenue, all new on CBC TV8. Feeling the festival.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
Welcome to the Crop Over Sweet Spot, your go-to show for all things Crop Over 2024. We'll dive into the big issues of the day with exclusive interviews with the entertainers, the experts, the movers and shakers of the festival, plus you, the audience. Get to join the conversation and share your views. Tune in to CBC TV 8 every Friday night for the ultimate Crop Over experience with yours truly, the Admiral. We're big on everything Crop Over 2024. The Crop Over Sweet Spot, brought to you with the kind compliments of Axel Finance.
Tune in every Friday at 6 p.m. to see me, Chrissy D, on Fashion Flair on CBC TV 8. I'll be bringing you the latest fashion trends, fashion ends, and everything in between. Get ready to transform your style, get inspired, and elevate your fashion game with the ultimate guide to looking fabulous. Join me, Chrissy D, this Friday on CBC TV 8 at 6 p.m. for an exciting episode of Fashion Flair.
The ultimate cricket showdown is coming to ESPN, and MCTV has got you covered. The ICC Cricket World Cup 2024 is here on ESPN and MCTV. Tune into MCTV channels 302 and 308, and don't miss a single six, wicket, or heart-pounding moment as top teams vie for the 2024 T20 World Cup. From June 1st to 29th, it's cricket you can't afford to miss. Tune into ESPN on MCTV, and for live radio coverage, tune into 94.7. Catch every moment of the ice.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning.
Good morning to you on this Monday. Wonderful to have you in company for another Morning Barbados presentation. I'm Tisha Hines. I'll be here with you until 8 o'clock this morning, and I'm certainly hoping that you can stick around until then if you can't. Remember, we're online. You can find us wherever you find socials. That's right, but we're on YouTube as well, so you can head there to be able to get a glimpse on demand if that's what you prefer. And I know a lot of people watch when we do the repeats later in the evening as well, into the early morning, right here on CBC TV 8 or MCTV channel 108. It's been a busy weekend. I know lots of us were at the edge of our seats, literally and figuratively, last night for that West Indies versus South Africa match. My goodness. Yeah, I won't talk about it right now, but for cricket fans, oh boy, yeah, we have a lot of work to do. Anyways, there's lots more cricket being played as well. So for the cricket fans, I know that you're going to be heading out. And of course, we have the big final here in Barbados. There were also many events that happened over the weekend. We're going to be telling you all about what's coming up and what went down throughout the week right here on CBC TV 8. But we wanted to start today's program talking about something that we know a lot about, but I don't feel like we talk a lot about, and it's wound care. I don't believe I've ever had a conversation about wound care. So sitting with me this morning is Dr. Simone McConney, founder and chair of Caribbean Wounds Network. And this is very different from any conversation that we've ever had. Usually we're talking podiatry. So good morning to you, Dr. McConney.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's so good to see you. I don't think that I've seen you since COVID. It's been quite
a
some
while,
time.
but at least we all look the same, so that's great. That means we're looking after ourselves.
This is true. So again, good to have you with us this morning. But
thanks for having me.
The Caribbean Wounds Network.
Yes, it's a very exciting time for the Caribbean, I think, not just Barbados. Yes, I'm the founder, but I have to say that it has been a real team effort. It has been a real integrated approach. I have colleagues in Trinidad, people like Dale Maharaj, who's a vascular surgeon there, Joel Aline from Crucible Inc. And these are people who have been stalwarts, I would say, over the last This is not something that's new. This is something that has been, I would say, in a gestation period for a long time. And now we are ready to, we didn't know what form it will take, and we felt that, so across the region, I've been doing work in different islands, and the story's the same. And if we don't change our mold, then, and you know, change is hard. So if we don't change our mold, we will continue to be talking about the negatives. So one of the things that I think disturbs me a lot is the fact that, so if we were to take one set of wounds, we talk about diabetic foot ulcers and we talk about amputations. It's been 35 years, even 40 years we've been talking about that. And one of the foundational things is wound care. We talk about bed sores. You have family members who go into hospital and they come out with a bruise on their bum or their elbow or their heels. Obviously, when it is the heels, it's come back to the foot again. And if they have a vascular, as in their poor vascularization, poor blood flow to their feet, that could also lead to an amputation. You know, not necessarily because they're diabetic, but because they are older and they're compromised. So, you know, we have the bed sores. And then I'm sure you've grown up hearing the word life sore, you know?
Well, for some of it, because for a long time when I was younger, I thought it was just a life sore.
Yeah.
That's kind of how Bajans talk. But, yeah.
Nah, it's not, doesn't really, if you think of it, if you fall down and you get a cut, does it stay there?
No,
it heals.
It shouldn't.
Our bodies want to heal. So you need to be thinking, okay, if this thing is not healing, what's stopping it? What's stopping it from healing? Does it have an infection? You know, do you have an underlying condition that's causing it? Is there bony exposure? What's causing it? You know, and when it comes to the diabetic foot, it's easy to amputate because it's like, oh, that looks ugly and disgusting. It smells bad. Let me take it off. But most of those wounds can heal, you know. So I have seen people get amputations that probably didn't need to. If you're a neuropathic, very likely you can take that foot apart and put it back together and it would heal. So if they're not ischemic, why are they amputated? And then there's revascularization. And then there, you know, for wound care, there's skin care. So there's a lot that can be put into it. So the Caribbean Wounds Network was formed, and our launch is on Saturday. And it's just a launch. We're hoping to have a bigger conference next year.
All right. Now, Dr. McConney, this goes against the grain, certainly from where I sit. For what maybe I've interpreted, I'm not sure anybody has said it to me, but I think maybe it's something that we maybe have understood, especially in talking about the diabetic foot and seeing people with what we call life sores, with seeing people with you know, all types of lesions and the ugly sores that we talk about, bed sores and stuff like that. Many of us have kind of taken it as a part of getting old. If you have these medical conditions and so on, poor circulation and all of these things we've heard before. So are you saying that, I'm just repeating, not only for my own ears, but are you saying that Barbados need not be labeled as the amputee capital of the world?
You said it. And we're not. How could we be? We have a high rate of amputations. So when it comes to Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, we are well documented because we have a university and we have students who do research. But as I have moved across the region, every single island thinks that they're the amputation capital of the world.
My goodness.
And that's because their amputation rates are high. And my reality is, okay, if you want to accept that as a label, why are you still doing it 40 years later? Why are you not doing anything about it? So you don't have to have that amputation. I mean, there are some doctors that will say to me, and surgeons that will say to me, they need the amputation or there's no other way. But my thing is, let's try to save first and leave the amputation as a last resort. And most of the time, we are able to get those wounds to heal and get people back to life. 30% of wounds will heal within 3 months. So, you know, and when you think of an amputation, maybe you know, one of the ways of looking at it is as a taxpayer, when you amputate someone, who's going to be the support system for that person? You know, when someone has a bed sore, so if you want to think of a wound, now we don't have the data, so this is one of the other reasons that Caribbean Wounds Network is being formed, because we need the research. Research drives change, and we don't have the data. So we need to find a way of creating that data. But if you think about one wound that someone has, and they have to go 3 times a week to have a dressing done, or twice a week to have a dressing done, think of the human resources. And if we were to put a dollar value on it, say it costs them $1,000 a month. Okay, so think about the kind of money that's being spent in human resources, in financial resources for these people, in time away from work, just looking after a wound on their foot, and if it's a venous ulcers, you know, they need compression, they need time and care, so there's a lot that needs to be learned. So education is something that is also one of the stalwarts of Caribbean Wounds Network. We need to bring the education to the Caribbean. I feel that it's very prohibitive for persons to fly out of the island to go to conferences. It's expensive. So what we wanted to do is to bring it in, make it available, and also to start making dressings available that help to heal these wounds in a faster way, and also to help bring research, create a platform for data, but also, most importantly, create a platform that all of us can share. So it's not just about, so we are very lucky that one of the first players on the board is Wounds Canada, but they're just facilitators. They're not here to direct us or tell us what to do. They're an organization that has said, you know what, we've done some of the research, we've created some of these models, we've done some of these modules here. Let's work with you. But, you know, DFOT International, the Federation of International Podiatrists, these are all organizations that are giving support to the program. And there are many other, you know, limb salvage organizations that can come on board. So even corporate Barbados can come on board, where they help us be able to make it free. So this conference is free. It's for the medical and healthcare practitioners, but you know what? There's an advocacy side to it too. So if you are general public and you want to learn a little bit more about wounds, you know, that's one of the areas that we're going to be developing for caregivers and that kind of thing as well.
I know this is resonating with many, many people, particularly those of us who are seeing after older relatives or older parents. This is kind of something that we've taken for granted for so long that it just happens. So to be able to hear that, you know, that's not the only option that's available, it kind of resonates with me, because it feels like it makes more sense. All right, tell you what, we're going to take a break here, and when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation. Do stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love crew.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
From 98.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome back on this beautiful Monday morning. Some drizzles outside, but nothing that we can't handle. Make sure if you're going to go out and get public transport, you're walking with your umbrella. I don't know, do people still use rainmates and stuff like that? If you wear your rainmate, you want to bring that out as well. I don't know. I saw a fellow with a raincoat on over the weekend selling mangoes. How about that?
I love it.
Yeah, but definitely some interesting times here in Barbados. So Dr. Simone McCartney is still here with us, and she's founder and chair of the Caribbean Wounds Network. You guys are doing some amazing work, kind of networking down the region and outside of the region to be able to ventilate this issue and really bring some attention to getting wounds better. So let's talk now about this conference that's coming up. It's primarily for healthcare workers and so on. Correct. But you've mentioned that in the area of advocacy, people can kind of narrow in and be a part of it as well. So let's talk more about that.
So, first of all, I want to thank the University of the West Indies as well, who have partnered with us for this conference. And that is actually monumental, because that, for me, means that they're also open to change. And obviously, they have a medical school, so they want to integrate wound care. And to be honest, I think you need to think of wound care as not everyone's going to like it. So you're going to find that it's going to be for some players, and for some other players it's not. We have to look at the healthcare system like how we would look at accounts. Within accounts, there's audit, there's taxes. You take your piece, and if you really like it, you hold it and you run with it. So the conference is addressing all those practitioners who have always been interested in wound care and probably have not known which direction to go and want to know a little bit more. I think you need to be educated as well on what can happen. We have some top players that are involved. We have those who are doing like oxygen therapy for the feet. We have those who are doing stimulant, which are beads, that are antibiotic beads that can be made to put near to the bone to help regenerate the bone, but also help with the healing of the bone. And all of these things help to make life easier for our patients. So this is where the advocacy comes in for our caregivers. We're not shutting off the conference. I would say it's a free conference this year, and it is going to be online, Zoom as well, so it's hybrid. And if you type into your browser Caribbean Wounds Network, it will take you to the page. It will give you the agenda, and you can sign up for free. And we're hoping, as I said, that it starts the conversation. This is about starting a conversation of what are our needs, how do we need to move forward, and how can we manipulate what is there to help us be better for our patients.
Now, the acronym for the presentation is
Time to Heal.
And that even ties into
correct.
The entire
So Time to
project.
Heal, time is one of the acronyms used for wound healing, which is tissue for T, infection, I, M, moisture, and E, you're looking at the edges of the wound and the surrounding areas. So every time you're assessing a wound, you should be taking that into consideration. And if a wound's static, you need to be thinking, okay, well, what's going on with this wound? How can we jumpstart it? What can we do to get this wound to heal? Because our bodies always want to heal. They want to heal all the time. If you get a cut, it normally heals. So if you have a wound, why is it not healing? That should be something that you should be thinking about. And wound care has become a multi-billion-dollar industry across the world. But my thing is, in the Caribbean, we seem to be left behind. We don't have easy access to wound care dressings. We don't have easy access to knowledge. So we're hoping that we can build a platform that other people can also come on board and say, let us be part of this. So it's going to be held at the university on the 29th of June. I know we're kind of competing with cricket, but you could probably watch a little bit of it while you're waiting on the scores, and when the cricket is not going well, you can just sit and really pay attention. So you can log in, or you can come in person at the university, and we're looking that one of the great things is we have Alan Warner. He is also part of this syndicate of us who are putting this together, and he's a student at the University of the West Indies as well. So it is actually very good that I feel that we're bringing a team, to build a network, and make it multidisciplinary so that we can achieve better for our community.
Absolutely. Now, we've not seen, I suppose, this being something that's top of mind. I don't even know how to phrase that. And I don't want to say that it's not been top of mind, because for people dealing with it absolutely is. But maybe having doctors who are specializing in wound care, or professionals who are specializing in wound care, like the way we would have in larger societies. So where do you see this kind of fitting into what we do and what's offered here? We most certainly don't have the numbers that larger societies would have, but in terms of, based on what we've been told, being labeled as this capital in terms of amputations and so, I would think this would be an area that would be of far greater interest than we've seen.
So actually being small is great, because being small means that we can get our amputations down. 4 out of 5 amputations can be prevented. So you can imagine the impact that will have on our economy as well. Hospitals say...
On the disabled.
Yeah, think if you ever take a visit to the wound care dressing at any of the polyclinics, there's always this long line, people sitting there all day, to have wounds dressed. I think that will come to a minimum, and now we'll be able to use those resources, those nurses, in other areas. So, I feel we'll be able to mobilize care and deliver a better service. But at the same time, we also have to think of the fact that there's a rise in diabetes. So if we don't actually get a handle on this now, we're going to get to a point where we will continue spending millions of dollars on human resources that we don't really need to do on, on challenges within the hospital system that we really don't need to. And well, as you spoke about life sores, the venous ulcers, you see people with bandages on their feet. There's a management process for that. There's a lot of technology behind it. Think about 3 months for wound care, for wound healing. 6 weeks. If you're not healed in 6 weeks and up to 3 months, you need to be thinking, why is this going on? And it should not be just for patients to come back and pay you money and put on betadine and gauze. It should be that you're trying to get that patient out of your office and back to life. So it will mean a big thing for us as small islands, because across the region, if we were able to reduce the amount of wound care that, reduce the amount of ailments that they have, the length of time these wounds are there, we can actually get them back into society, mobilize, build up our economy, and reduce the demand on our human resources.
All right, we definitely have to continue this conversation. Like you said, it definitely is a conversation starter, and I can tell you it definitely will be top of mind for me for quite some time. So it's the inaugural hybrid conference, Time to Heal. It will be held on Saturday, June 29th at UE, 8:30 to 5 p.m. So, the university, they've partnered with the Henry Fraser Lecture Theatre. That's the venue. And it's hybrid, which means that you can participate in person or online. So make sure that you reach out to be a part of this.
And it's free.
And it's free. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing with us, Dr. Simone McConney, founder and chair. And make sure you do your research as well. Get online and find out a bit more. All right, the time is quickly moving by. It is already, can you believe it, 6:30 in Barbados and across the Eastern Caribbean. We're going to take a break and come on back here on Morning Barbados, so stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
From 98.1 to CBC TV8 comes the Soca Avenue, the sweetest soca hour in radio. It's artists with new tunes and some old sweet ones too, jamming on the Soca Avenue. Saturdays, join AON Skills and the crew down on Soca Avenue. All new. on CBC TV8. Feeling the festival.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Morning to you. Welcome back. Doctors Carmita and Elliot Douglin are joining us now. Dr. Carmita is coordinator of Health Focus, and Dr. Elliot is medical doctor and health educator. Beautiful to have both of you with us on this lovely morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right, and I was telling you, I grew up on 900 AM, 100.7 FM later on, but, the name kind of precedes you. So hearing the name, I remember many, many days of hearing a lot about health and healthcare and alternative ways of taking care of yourself. And I think that will resonate with a lot of Barbadians as well. So coming up, Truth for the Final Generation Church is once again hosting your annual health and wellness focus face-to-face at the church from June 29th to 30th. Let's talk a little bit about why the church has chosen to focus so heavily on health and wellness.
Well, as Adventists, we have always had a heritage of health care, health prevention, fighting the primary causes of chronic disease. And this health focus has been going on for 29 years. My wife actually inaugurated it back in 1995. Yes. After she finished her master's in public health. Now she has her doctorate in public health, and she continues to keep it going. But we have lectures on primary prevention because, diabetes, hypertension, you just heard Dr. Laura talking there about the problems with diabetic foot and so on. And we believe the primary emphasis must be on primary prevention, lifestyle change, educating people how to eat, exercise, what to eat, and what natural things there are to prevent these diseases, because tertiary care for these diseases is extremely expensive. Prevention is much more cost effective. So our health focus focuses on educating those who come. We have lectures throughout the day. On Sunday, while we do testing for sugar, cholesterol, and so on, we give them samples and demonstrations on healthy plant-based eating. The Sabbath, we have a panel discussion in the afternoon, Saturday afternoon, and at the midday message, the message will be on the keys of physical, mental, and spiritual health.
All right, so that's a great deal. And again, you're coordinating.
Yes.
So 29 years on, congratulations for really taking this on for such a long time. Let's talk more about what we can expect once the conference gets going.
Right, okay, so good morning again. We're actually doing an entire weekend, 2 days. We're starting on the Saturday, and at 11:30, we're having our feature speaker, Dr. Elliot Douglin. He will be preaching, but this time he'll be preaching more on health. He will actually be looking at keys to a physical and wellness, healthier you. Our entire weekend will be focusing on keys to a healthier you. And we're going to be dissecting that into different areas. We're having lunch as well. And lunch is free to every visitor. And we've been giving out flyers and inviting persons to come over So you not only get a message, but you get a healthy meal as well. And our free meal will be vegan. So you get to try some of our vegetarian dishes. And then in the evening, we have 4 panelists. And we are looking at keys to healthier you again, but we're going to be dissecting that into 4 areas. So we'll be having keys to cancer prevention. You know, there's lots of cancer around. So Dr. Douglin will be dealing with that aspect. And then we're going to be looking at exercise. And some persons start to exercise and they stop. So we want to look at keys to consistent exercising, determined exercising, and to show you how to exercise at home. You don't necessarily have to pay to go to a gym, but we're giving you examples of how to exercise at home. Then we're also looking at the children. How do you raise a child in a fast food age? What types of foods would you give to that little child going to primary school or even a child at secondary school? So we'll have a parent looking at some of those foods that you can prepare and some of the foods that children should eat. Then we're looking at artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, you and your health. Because as you know, artificial intelligence comes in everywhere. So we want to look at that aspect as well. So that's going to be our panel discussion. And then on the Sunday, the testing day, we start at 1:30. So we give persons time that need to go to church or to do the cleaning or whatever. And then you come at 1:30. And all of this is at the grounds of the church. We have over 4 acres. So we have lots of space. We have tents. We have the building. So we have professionals, nurses, doctors, persons trained in areas. We have demonstrations and, excuse me, and we also have demonstrations of food, how to prepare wholesome foods and food samples as well. So you get to not only see them prepared, but you get to taste some of these foods. So it's an entire afternoon, and that will be interspersed with lectures right throughout the afternoon.
I think that makes all the difference because
Yes.
we spend a lot of time telling people about what they shouldn't eat and why they shouldn't eat it, but we don't often see practical examples in front of our faces of what we can do, how we can make a difference. Particularly, I like the idea of, you know, talking about what you give your children.
Yes.
So we're saying do not give them snacks, do not give them fast food when we're at the place where that's all they're seeing and other friends are using it.
Oh, yes.
But what do you do? That's the most important part.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is why we are going to be having an emphasis on our children, telling them and demonstrating to them that there are healthier alternatives and that when they're young they can get away with a lot of things, but as they grow older, we are seeing now a lot of the chronic diseases coming down in the age groups. And we want to appeal to their intelligence and their self-image and self-protection to begin to eat healthy from early, and that healthy eating can taste good. We want to emphasize all of that.
Yeah, especially since Barbados is a rapidly aging society
Oh, yes,
as well.
yes.
I know it's really jarring to hear that the average Barbadian is now, 46 point something years old. Compared to other parts of the world where the teenagers are kind of the average, are sporting the average age.
Yes.
So it says a great deal about where we need to go in terms of our eating and health and wellness
That's
as
right.
well. What has the response been like for you over the last 29 years of really sharing about healthy eating and healthy living generally?
Actually, we've had a really good response. When we started, we had like over 400 persons coming. But as you know, there's health focus almost everywhere now. So the numbers are more like 200 now. But what we do is we follow up with persons after. We find that we get some of the same persons coming every year. We give them cards, so they actually have an idea of their results, their blood pressure results, their cholesterol results, height, weight, and body mass index. So each year they bring back the card and they compare. And that is interesting. And even in terms of follow-up, sometimes we get obese persons that we go back to their homes and show them how to prepare their meals, how to lose weight, how to exercise. So it is a holistic program. And as long as you come and you get that information, you want to change your lifestyle and you want to eat healthier, you want to do things differently. And that is important. So we marry both the gospel and health. So we're not only as a church, or not only telling persons, how to be saved and about the gospel, but we're also telling them how to live healthier lives. And we get a lot of elderly persons who are pretty strong and doing very well, not just laid up, but they're exercising and they're eating right and they're moving forward. And I think that is important.
Yes. Yeah, well, healthy eating choices are written into the gospel as well.
That's right.
So it's all tied into one.
Thank you. That's
and for you, the other Dr. Douglin,
that's right.
For all the years that you have been sharing, I know you said that some of the numbers are down, but I think generally people are far more engaged now than they were before. So a lot of people, the information kind of went through one ear, out the other, but now people, I think, are far more engaged. Your thoughts?
Yes, because people are listening to the statistics that are telling us that chronic diseases are the #1 killers. Barbados, we have 3 strokes every 2 days, myocardial infarctions or heart attacks, 20 to 30 a month, sudden deaths. People are aware of these chronic diseases, and the information is beginning to get through that we can do a lot more to prevent by a change in lifestyle, eating healthy, exercising, avoiding tobacco, alcohol, and getting annual checks. Men, their prostate checks, women, their breast checks, both genders, colon checks. Those are the big cancer areas. And by educating on lifestyle change and annual checks, we are beginning to make an impact. I've been doing this now for a long time on radio and going around, and people are listening, and other groups are involved as well. People are listening. You see more people on the road now exercising. So we have to keep at it. We have freedom of choice. People will hear, some will choose to change, but we have to keep at it to make an impact in our society.
Absolutely, and it's beautiful that you're kind of tying it in with the gospel generally. Yes. So people get a holistic look at how they should live. That's the way that we are meant to go. So it's all on Saturday, 29th June. Well, it's 2 days actually. Yeah. So you're going for the weekend, like you said, and I love it. It's a space. It's almost like a fair, a health fair, yes?
Yes. Sunday is like a health fair.
Yeah.
So some persons come at 1:30 and they stay right through to 7 o'clock. So you get your various tests. You actually, when you go to registration, you register, you get your card.
That's when you arrive?
When you arrive, yes. There's a big tent there. Mm-hmm. And while you're sitting, waiting to register, you're getting constant health lectures. Like 10-minute lectures, etc., on all different aspects, whether it's mental health, whether it's diabetes prevention, heart disease prevention, all of these various topics. And once you're registered, then you move from there and you do your height, weight, body mass index. Then you move from that station to do your blood pressure. And from that station, then you do cholesterol and diabetes. And, and then you go to the food court, you see demonstrations, and you get your food sample. So, and you can move back and get some more lectures. So it's like a whole circuit.
Absolutely.
And is a really nice opportunity to meet people, to mingle, but at the same time, you're getting information on health to change your life.
So it's a health and wellness fair. Make sure you come out. You can register once you're there.
Yes.
And is the 29th and 30th of June. So that's coming up pretty soon. Mm-hmm. The theme I like as well is keys to a healthier you. And you know what happens when you have a key? Mm-hmm. You get in the door.
Yes. That's right.
Don't want you to have to break the lock.
Yes.
So to speak.
That's
so again, thank you both for coming in. Wonderful to sit with you.
Thank you.
To talk about this. And, I always say this, but I absolutely mean it. I think that we definitely need to have more conversations. We've had in the past a lady from the Adventist Church who came in and did demonstrations and so on for us. It really makes a difference when you show people what the alternatives are and how easy it can be, as opposed to picking up a can of something, how easy it is to make it in your blender or what have you. So I look forward to hearing about how beautiful this particular presentation has been and celebrating in the 30th year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
So Doctors Carmita and Elliot Duglin sharing with us for the Truth for the Final Generation Church, hosting a health and wellness fair June 29th and 30th at their grounds. So find out a little bit more and make sure that you get out to be a part of it. Everything from the children all the way through. So don't miss it. All right, time for another break. When we come back, we are talking heritage. We know we have the Heritage Village, and we're looking at a night with modern day griots, the event. That's next.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
Welcome to the Crop Over Sweet Spot, your go-to show for all things Crop Over 2024. We'll dive into the big issues of the day with exclusive interviews with the entertainers, the experts, the movers and shakers of the festival, plus you, the audience. Get to join the conversation and share your views. Tune in to CBC TV 8 every Friday night for the ultimate Crop Over experience with yours truly, the Admiral. We're big on everything Crop Over 2024. The Crop Over Sweet Spot, brought to you with the kind compliments of Axel Finance.
Tune in every Friday at 6 p.m. to see me, Chrissy D, on Fashion Flair on CBC TV 8. I'll be bringing you the latest fashion trends, fashion ends, and everything in between. Get ready to transform your style, get inspired, and elevate your fashion game with the ultimate...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Ossie Moore was a real man born on the 30th of March 1900 in Lanes Gap, Thames Bay, St. James. His real name was George Ethelbert Oscar Moore. Jokes attributed to him were common in the 1950s and 1960s. There were either a strange twist in logic, an inability to appreciate figurative language, or just plain corny. They usually started, wait, you hear this one? You hear the latest one about Ossie Moore? When Ossie Moore was a little boy at school, the teacher asked him one day to spell cow. He spelled it K-O-W. And the teacher punished him. Outside, Ossie complained to one of his classmates.
We just little children, and she did always give me big things like cow to spell instead of giving me little things like mosquito.
Listen, I'm going to out this fella in the back because he always got taught for me. He's now asking me if Ossie Moore was from St. Philip. My friend, he was from St. James, just where you live. All right, so he's saying, woo, welcome. Good morning, ladies. Familiar faces. Good morning to you, Madge Dalrymple, who is with the product development officer with the BTMI. And of course, Dale Ford needs no introduction. This particular morning, she is modern day griot presenter.
Imagine
somebody miss a right performer, you know.
That would never happen.
So I was thinking,
that.
Dale Ford, a performer? What are we talking about? So lovely to have both of you ladies with me here this morning.
Nice to be here.
And I'm going to start with you, Madge. Talk to me a little bit about this bringing modern day griots to life during Heritage Month and the importance of being able to continue to build on our rich cultural legacy and heritage.
Yes, good morning, Barbados. Good morning, everyone. The BTMI will be presenting A Night with Modern Day Griots on Wednesday, the 26th, this Wednesday, from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. at the Grand Salle. And we thought we should have an event such as this. Why not have something like this? Why go with the regular lecture and some that's a bit staid and could be a bit boring? So we thought we would do Night of Modern Day Griots, where you would incorporate 4 persons that would tell various stories or tales. As we know, a griot is someone who can talk for days, and it's a heritage concept coming out of Africa, really. And persons just tell stories. They know everything in the village. I don't know if Dale knows everything in Philip, but you know, they generally know exactly what's going on. They can talk about births, deaths, and everything that's happening. So these 4 griots are from 4 different areas, 4 distinct areas. And Dale will be doing tales from Barbados. And well, some are concentrated in St. Philip, but a lot of them are just Barbadian. We're going to have Dr. Henderson Carter, and he'll be doing some interesting stories, dark stories, that if you're scared, maybe you might get a little scared, but you know, they're all related to Barbados. And we're having Dr. John Hunt. You know, he's a dancer, and he's also a cultural practitioner, and he will be talking about dance and its evolution of dance. And he will be giving a tribute as well to Jean Carson, recently passed Jean Carson. And then, of course, it's the cricketing season. So we have to put in a little bit of cricket there. So we're going to have Ian Bradshaw, and he's going to speak on behalf of himself and some of the legends. So he's going to be telling stories, some very interesting stories about some of the legends. So that's the evening in a nutshell. But it's not only talking. It's going to be interspersed with a bit of dance and a bit of poetry. So I think it's going to be a very good evening.
I think so too. Now, Dale, I mean, you've grown up kind of in the mix of all of this, being the daughter of G. Addington Ford. Many of these stories that we hear about Ossie Moore that have been memorialized by the pen or, you know, between the pages of books were done by him. Outside of that, people are still thinking, was Ossie Moore a real person? So many of these stories, I would imagine for you, come from a place of deep knowledge through hearing about them for years and years.
Yes. Well, as you said, you know, my dad did a lot of research. He wrote the Ossie Moore book, he wrote the St. Philip book, he wrote It Happened in Barbados. And that's where I'm going to be pulling the stories from. We're going to be showing some of the animations, because what we want to do and what we hope we're doing is, like Mai said, modern day griot, telling the story in a different way. They were in the pages of books, and we want to get a new generation of young people particularly interested in their history and heritage, and what better way to tell it than through video, something visual, and using animation. So we were able to do that, and we were able to draw not only from my father's talent as a writer, but of course, you know, the voice and narration is done by Tony Thompson, who is a broadcaster and who is also an actor, and all the other animation talent and stuff that came out of St. Philip. So I'm really excited about this event on Wednesday.
Absolutely. I think it will be a pretty interesting free event.
It is a free event. Definitely. It is a free event.
For people to be able to come out and learn a whole lot more about Barbados and Bajan heritage in this way, certainly packaged for a new generation match.
Yes, definitely. And it falls in with the theme celebrating and preserving our heritage. That's the theme for Heritage Month, which runs from the 1st to the 30th. So we thought that we should have this type of event. As Dale was saying, you know, some older people wouldn't know about Ossie Moore, but tell someone in primary or secondary school, it's like, who's Ossie Moore? I don't know who he is. You know, and the other stories too, like Dr. Carter, I'm sure he'll be talking something about the Heart Man and stuff like that. Who is the Heart Man? Where did this concept come from? So those are some of the things that we want to bring to life.
Just last week we were talking about kind of incorporating these stories into how they're told through cosplay.
Okay.
And I saw some of the images that came out. When we think about the Heart Man, I mean, based on the stories that I heard, I was thinking a man in a hearse and he was looking a certain way, but we don't think about kind of putting them down on paper.
Mhm.
So the way they're being presented by and for a whole new generation, I think will be very, very interesting. I know you glossed over some of the stories that you're going to be drawing on from the books, and you have them there, so share them with us as well.
All right. Well, most of these stories were written and it happened in Barbados. This was actually the first book that my dad did, and these are where the stories were pulled from. As you know, when we did Route 10 in 2016 for the island's 50th anniversary.
It's 2016 already?
It feels longer than that, but not as long as that, I should say. But so we pulled the stories that were specific to St. Philip. And there was a particular saying with Paddy Shotta. I grew up hearing my grandmother say, well, you're even in word for Paddy Shotta. And she would say that to people in the neighborhood. You know, she was a Christian, so outside of having to use expletives, she was like, you're even a word for Paddy Shotta. And a lot of these stories that are in It Happened in Barbados came from my grandmother. Actually, my grandmother was the inspiration for my dad to be able to start researching a lot of this information. He was a folklorist and a researcher at the NCF, but a lot of his information was drawn from people like my grandmother. And I used to go with him when he was taking these oral stories and recording them and then writing them. And that's what helped me to develop my interest in history and my interest in research as well. So a lot of people don't know the background to the story with Paddy Shotta. Well, when we released the video in 2016, a lot of people said, oh, so that's where that come from. Yes, and we have other stories too. The mysterious rock stones that Marge seems to like. You know, with the itinerant vendor. And Tisha, you were very instrumental in making sure that these stories got on CBC, so I know you're familiar with them. And so we're doing with Paddy Shotta, the mysterious rock stones, and of course stories from Ostimore. Ostimore is not from St. Philip. He is from St. James.
Thank you very much, Ruel.
Yes, he was in fact a real person, even though, and we say in the book, my dad explains in the book that he was not stupid. He had his own perception and understanding and processing of information. And my dad said when he went to actually interview him and talk to him, he was a little offended that, you know, people thought he was stupid. And he wasn't a stupid man. He was just different.
Quirky.
Yes, he was just different. He just had his own way of sharing information. So all of these are things, as I said, that I want young people to get involved in. And what you mentioned, cosplay. My daughter is very involved in cosplay. And you imagine stories being told and cartoons and animation and anime being done based on Barbadian stories. And I know there's some work that has started in that area as well. So these are exciting times. And I'm really happy that the ministry sees it as important.
BTMI.
And the BTMI. Yes.
Yes.
We really need to grab hold of these things.
Yes.
Because of something you just said, Dale. You said your father interviewed Ostimore.
Yes.
So there are people who are still saying, did he exist? We have someone who is still here who interviewed this person who can tell us, yes, he indeed was an actual person from St. James.
From St. James, yeah.
Hotel. So we look forward to hearing more.
And my dad is going to be 80 very, very soon, and you know we have to be able to preserve this information. I don't think that I should be the sole person to preserve it or the sole depository for this information. It is his work, so there's a process to be able to use the work. But, you know, we want to encourage younger people particularly, because if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going.
Absolutely.
So we need to be able to do that.
So it's coming up, Madge, on Wednesday, 26th. That's this Wednesday.
That's this Wednesday, yeah, just a couple of days.
Day after tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah?
So
day after tomorrow. It's a free event. Courtney Blackman Grand Salle, Central Bank of Barbados, which will be a wonderful performance showcase of some of Barbados modern day griots. 7 to 9 o'clock. It's the time, so make sure you come out and join for this unique experience. I think it will be unique in more ways than one, but to be able to hear some of these stories, I certainly hope we'll be able to get some of the books if we need to as well.
Unfortunately,
I have all my copies. People,
yes, she does. But a lot of the books are out of print. We're now going through the process of trying to get funding to have the books reprinted. All of the books, from the Martyr Pestle to the St. Philip book to It Happened to Ostimore, all these books are now out of print. And we have to look at making them digital too as well.
All right, good stuff. I want to thank both of you ladies for coming in. You see, this is what happens, people. They've been telling me to wrap up forever. But this is where you put me to sit down with people whom I'm familiar with. This is what happens. You have to catch up first and then talk. But thank you for coming in. Always wonderful to hear the great work, the product Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc. is doing through the Product Development department as well. So congrats to you and your team, Madge. And we're encouraging you to come out this Wednesday night and be a part of it. Great to see you, Dil. Great to see you too, Tish. All right, time for another break. When we come back, an update of the news and lots more here on Morning Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Tune in every Friday at 6 p.m. to see me, Chrissy D, on Fashion Flair on CBC TV8. I'll be bringing you the latest fashion trends, fashion ends, and everything in between. Get ready to transform your style, get inspired, and elevate your fashion game with the ultimate guide to looking fabulous. Join me, Chrissy D, this Friday on CBC TV8 at 6 p.m. for an exciting episode of Fashion Flair.
The ultimate cricket showdown is coming to ESPN, and MCTV has got you covered. The ICC Cricket World Cup 2024 is here on ESPN and MCTV. Tune into MCTV channels 302 and 308, and don't miss a single six, wicket, or heart-pounding moment as top teams vie for the 2024 T20 World Cup. From June 1st to 29th, it's cricket you can't afford to miss. Tune into ESPN on MCTV, and for live radio coverage, tune into 94.7. Catch every moment of the ICC.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
7:03, time for an update of the news. Good morning to you. The Barbados Construction Gateway Training Initiative has been expanded and will provide several more jobs in the construction sector. A number of institutions are involved in the program.
All-agency approach is what is keeping the Gateway Initiative going as the Ministry of Education, the Barbados Community College, Samuel Jackman Prescott Institute of Technology, the Barbados Vocational Training Board, TVET Council, and several private construction companies come together to continue to train a number of young people in construction categories. Since its 2022 launch, some 1,552 individuals were trained as artisans, and the aim is to generate over 5,000 construction jobs, with over 3,500 being full-time. In Cycle 2, BCC, BVTB, SJPI are responsible for the training. TVET is coordinating, and the Acting Executive Director, Wendy McLean, says they've helped to upskill many, making the pool available to the sector stronger.
It encourages the key stakeholders to work together to identify the skill needs as well as to find the best possible training solutions. Sectoral approaches strengthen good practices in skills development through putting an emphasis on skill sets needed in different economic sectors rather than taking a generic approach to skills development.
BCC Principal Annette Clark says that working together with the other partners has benefited the college.
We can now say that we have added 9 new offerings to our programs at the BCC. And 8 of these programs are in the Division of Technology and 1 in the Industry Services unit.
And what of the trainees? How have they benefited?
Learning how to properly use shovels, pruners, lawnmowers, and more advanced equipment was an essential part of the program.
The Minister of Education, Kay McConney, says the program began with 24 areas in the construction field, and it was not by chance.
I want to thank the private sector, the construction industry. They sat with us, many of them, led by Mr. Steinbach. And they then identified to us what were the areas in Barbados where they were having challenges finding people who were properly skilled. And so the roster of courses that you see are it's a product of community that is industry working with education.
She added that her lesson learned from Cycle 1 is that they want the program altered so that the graduates are workplace ready. Wendy Burke, CBC News.
A warning this morning, any new development in and adjacent to national heritage systems will generally be prohibited within key components of Barbados' natural heritage systems. This is according to Coastal Planner with the Coastal Zone Management Unit, CZMU, Fabian Hines. Further, he says his department highly recommends that no new developments be permitted on the seaside of the Ermey-Bourne Highway on the island's east coast. Mr. Hines says all existing structures predate any planning policies and no new buildings will be erected on open spaces as the intent is to protect the ambience of the area. He was speaking during a presentation titled Our Coastal Zone, Its History, Heritage and Management.
We have been putting this into operation for the past few years now. So if you're on the Ermey-Bourne Highway, you will see existing development. It has been redeveloped. Some people have been complaining about they're becoming bigger, these big mansions, luxury things on the East Coast. But the site has been developed already. There's an existing structure in place.
However, Mr. Hines says development that will have a significant negative impact on natural heritage conservation or cultural heritage assets will not be permitted unless it can be demonstrated the proposal is of overriding national need and no alternative sites are available. He says any intent of development must attract planning permission and may have to undergo scrutiny by any entity the Director of Planning deems necessary.
The developer has an obligation to protect the integrity of the cultural heritage asset, inclusive of the value and defining characteristics. A scope heritage impact assessment may be required initially, which identifies potential significant negative impacts with appropriate mitigation measures, but it may also be necessary, if found too significant, to have a full heritage impact assessment.
In sports, West Indies have been eliminated by South Africa, who joined England as the qualifiers from Group 2 for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup semi-finals. Last night at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in Antigua, the Windies were sent into bat and rallied from 2 for 5 after 2 overs to post 135 for 8 of their 20. Roston Chase top scored with 52. That included 3 fours and 2 sixes, while Kyle Mayers added 35. Chase and Mayers putting on 84 for the third wicket partnership. Now, player of the match, Tabraiz Shamsi, took 3 for 27. In reply, South Africa reached 15 for 2 after 2 overs when there was a rain delay that lasted 75 minutes. South Africa's revised target was 123 of 17 overs, and they ended on 124 for 7 of 16.1 to win by 3 wickets via the DLS method. Remember, you can continue listening on 94.7 FM. And that's this morning's news. Join us at 12 noon for Newsday or 1 o'clock on our radio services for The World at 1. Morning Barbados continues after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's 7:10 on a wonderful Monday morning. I don't know what's happening where you are, but it's drizzling here in the Pines, St. Michael, Barbados. We don't mind, you know, the earth needs the water. I sound like a real old lady saying that, oh, outside the plants, they need water and this and that. All right, so joining me now, we have Devon Paris, who is the 2024 president of JCI Barbados. Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning. Good morning.
And also here is Marita Hyacinth, who is the 2024 JCI West Indies National President. So good morning to you, Madam President.
Good morning.
All right, for those people who don't know, let's start at the beginning, Devon, and tell all of Barbados a little bit more about JCI, who you are, and what you do.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Barbados. Junior Chamber International, Barbados, formerly known as the Barbados JCs. We are our youth organization, ages 18 to 40 years old, participating in give back opportunities for the community, and also focusing on leadership development opportunities for youth.
All right, wonderful stuff. And when I hear about JCs, it takes me all the way back to the days of broadcasters, and we remember that some very popular names in broadcasting were the very first JC International winners and so on. So you indeed have been around for quite some time. Now the 2024 National West Indies National President is visiting to discuss some of the upcoming activities that you guys are going to be taking on. So welcome first of all to Barbados. I'm hoping it's not your first time here.
No, it's not.
All right, so talk to us about what you expect to accomplish for this particular visit.
Thank you. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me. I do expect an exciting visit. As a matter of fact, I'm already enjoying myself. I met the membership last night, and what better than have a perfect host than having Devon by your side? He basically tells you and gives you the information that is relevant so that it guides me along the way. In terms of what I expect, JCI Barbados is one of the phenomenal organizations in West Indies. West Indies, we have 8 organizations that includes Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, St. Vincent, Grenada, Guyana, then you have Trinidad, and you also have Tobago. And JCI Barbados forms part of that, of the West Indies organization. So they have been doing a number of projects. If you follow their Facebook pages, their Instagram, you see the number of activities that they have been doing. And I'm just looking forward to be part of that excitement and that growth and that energy that JCI Barbados brings.
Now, you've been a part of JCI since 2016,
yes,
and you've served in a number of roles. What do you think will set this role apart from every other role? And what do you hope your tenure brings to the table, so to speak, for the entire Caribbean?
Okay, so in JCI, we have a 1 year to lead policy. So every year you expect a different challenge. You grow to a next position. So with the other roles, like for instance, when I would have begun, my first role would have been training and protocol officer. It would have been at a local level. So I was training and protocol officer for JCI Dominica. And then as you move higher up, you get to end up on the national board. And my first role on the national board would have been a VP. Now, the difference between a vice president on the national board and the president is that as being the vice president, I was assigned to 3 states. But now that I am the president, I am basically assigned to all states. So that's the major difference. And that it feels like you have to basically ensure that all 8 states remain affiliated and all 8 states continue that growth, continue that energy, continue that impact that JCI West Indies should have.
All right, good stuff. Now, while the national president is here, I know you guys have quite a few activities that are planned. Talk to us about them.
So this week we're commemorating 67 years of existence. We have a week of activities. Yesterday we would have started with a service at Revolution Ministries in Britainsill. So we have Sip and Paint coming up, which will be held at the Paint Studios in Hoardershill. So we can look forward to that. But we also will be entertaining, as Marita would have just said, we would be entertaining our state visit from the JCI with West Indies national president.
All right, so beautiful, some great activities coming up. And I would imagine that recruitment is at the center of what you're doing as well. What's it like across the region for JCI, now looking towards 67 years? That's a long time to be in existence. But what are you doing to ensure you'll be around for another 67?
Yes, so sustainability is one of the key things in terms of JCI. I mean, we have been in existence for over 100 years all across the world, and we are one of the dominant grassroots movements, and I like to use it as a movement because if you know JCI history, we started off as a dance group, basically in America, and you see how we are all across the world in over 120 countries. And with that, with the impact that we want to make in the Caribbean in terms of recruitment, we do a number of activities, and each organizations are challenged to do these activities that can promote brand awareness and also sustainability for the organization to attract members between the ages of 18 and 40. So across the region, you have a number of different activities that span across from educational activities, sporting activities, and we are this training organization. So if you look out on the different organizations, you see that we basically like a university of life. So every organization focuses on this training, that you get trainings from project management down to effective communication, social awareness, networking. And these are the things that we offer basically free of charge for persons across the region and our members. So you always have that type of recruitment and impact within the organizations across the region. So it's not only that we are just saying that we are JCI, but we focus on giving back in terms of developing our members, developing the people that we have the access to, and also project management, doing something that we solve problems basically, and to ensure that our communities are more a safe place, a peaceful place, because as we said that we have been there for a number of years. And when we say peace, if you notice like our logo carries the UN logo, and that means we are the center of peace. So these are the images and the ethos that we want to carry across the region, and that is what we try to bring into our members, bring into the public, so that they can see this is what JCI stands for, and you can join.
Wonderful. Devon, what about your tenure so far as president here in Barbados? What are some of the major things you've been working on and hope to accomplish during your time as president?
Well, right now as president, I am halfway through the year, so thank Father for that. Also, we have a project initiative coming up now with the Probation Department of Barbados, where we for persons 18 to 40 years old, we give them like a second chance. We're offering CV writing on that, so we could look forward to that also coming up.
Yeah, definitely doing some wonderful work in communities, and I would imagine for any organization that's what it's all about. And great to hear that you're focusing on sustainability, being able to carry the organization for another few years. Outside of JCI, I hope that you get to take in a little bit of the action here in Barbados and all that's happening. It's a pretty busy time for you to be here, Madam President.
Yes, I noticed. Last night I was treated to some delicious fish at, what's his name? Oystins. It was wonderful. So I'm looking forward to more.
All right. I see that you really are doing some hard work, Devon. Oystins. Where else are we? I'm kidding. But you guys definitely do great work. And I love that it's targeted to young people with an extension, because usually they cut off at 35. So there definitely is an extension. But generally, before you go, I'd like both of you to talk a little bit about, what JCI membership in this organization has done for you personally.
JCI has allowed me to meet people that are interested in what I'm interested in. So if you are a person that likes to give back to your community, if you are a person that likes to travel, JCI is that place for you. And even if you may not be that kind of person, but you are a person that knows a person, JCI is the place. So they can follow us on socials at JCI Barbados, both Instagram and Facebook. You can also visit us on www.jcibarbados.com to also learn about JCI Barbados. And you can send us an email at info@jcibarbados.com.
All right, President Hyacinth.
So JCI has provided me this development opportunity. I mean, if persons back home know me, they know that I've always been the shy person. But when I became a JCI member, it actually put me out there. And because it put me out there or gave me the confidence to do this, it has actually helped me develop certain skills that I did not know I have, especially the opportunity to motivate others. Because one of the things in leadership is that it's not just you having a position and just being up there, but also being able to help others to reach that position. And one of the things JCI has allowed me to see is persons that I have been able to motivate and persons that have been able to teach certain things, that they come up and you see them move up the ladder and you see they're doing wonderful things, even if they are not even a JC, but you see them doing wonderful things in their community. And that is what JCI has done for me, and it will be doing for others, because you see that growth in yourself and you see that growth in others and you see that growth that you can make, that impact you can make in your community.
All right, what about the bling, man? I've been in here, fawning over your silver, and here comes Marita, and she's outdone herself today. I wore my biggest necklace. I maybe have a few. I didn't want to overdo, but I heard you were coming, and I was like, I have to compete with this bling. So, the significance of the president, the bling goes along with that. Yes.
Yes.
And it's also a symbol of history. So for this chain also carries the names of all the past presidents for JCI West Indies. So that is a piece of history. And as a JC, one of the proudest things is that you see your name on it, and then you can think that, okay, maybe my children will wear that chain someday, and they will see their mother's name on that. So that basically is not just a gold piece, and he has a silver because it is the local level. The local level has the silver, and then the national level up has the gold. So it's not just that it's just a bling, but it's just that it's a piece of history, something that you can look back and say, okay, that first person, you have Conrad O'Brien's name on the chain. That's it.
It's also quite significant that you are literally and figuratively carrying the names of all the presidents who have gone before you.
Yeah.
I think that is quite significant as well. And I endorse you based on all that I've heard about you as an organization to help young people to keep developing. It's wonderful to hear that you're also doing work with some of the young people that people like to deem, on the fringes of society that need that second chance. So wonderful work for you, Devon, and he says thank the Father he's halfway through. But I can see that there definitely is a difference. So I want to thank both of you for coming in and sharing with us. Of course, those activities that are coming up are very important for young people to get out and be a part of as well.
Yes, please.
So welcome to Barbados.
Thank you.
Do enjoy your stay. I don't know if they're going to take you back for more fish at Oystins.
We have more stuff to take her to, but it won't be fish this time, it'll be something else.
He's not telling us. But I'm sure we'll hear about it next time. Always great to see you, Devon. And wonderful to have you, Marita Hyacinth, 2024 JCI West Indies National President, joining us here in Barbados and gracing us with her presence on Morning Barbados today, brought by Devon Paris, who is the JCI Barbados 2024 President. Again, have a good one.
Thank you very much.
All right, it's time for another break here on Morning Barbados. Last week, we told you about a brownies speech competition, and we introduced you to a few of the brownies. Today, we have some more who are going to be on to talk about that particular competition and how they're preparing. That's all next.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
The ultimate cricket showdown is coming to ESPN, and MCTV has got you covered. The ICC Cricket World Cup 2024 is here on ESPN and MCTV. Tune into MCTV channels 302 and 308, and don't miss a single six, wicket, or heart-pounding moment as top teams vie for the 2024 T20 World Cup. From June 1st to 29th, it's cricket you can't afford to miss. tune into ESPN on MCTV. And for live radio coverage, tune into 94.7. Catch every moment of the ICC Cricket World Cup T20 action.
We enjoy a game with Domino's and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know, it's a different feeling altogether.
I never feel so good in a party yet.
Follow me to Q in the Community this Thursday.
You know why?
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
From 98.1 to CBC TV8 comes the Soca Avenue, the sweetest soca hour in radio. It's artists with new tunes and some old sweet ones too, jamming on the Soca.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's 7:28. Welcome back to Morning Barbados. We actually have the winners here with us this morning. So we met a few of the finalists last time, and now we have Ingrid Armstrong Walcott, who's the contest facilitator, back with the top three. So Ingrid, first of all, tell us a little bit about how the competition unfolded.
It was an intense competition. It was tight. The girls really delivered these speeches beautifully. We really could not tell who the eventual winner was going to be.
All right, so let me introduce you to them. We have with us Shaylee Clark, who took third place. Congratulations, Shaylee.
Thank you.
And Shaylee is with the St. Christopher Primary School. Taking second place was Naja Howard. She's with the Hinesbury Primary School. Congratulations, Naja.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're very welcome. And Danae Lord is the winner of the Brownie Speech Contest, representing the 117th Brownie Unit at Hildeskeen Primary. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so let me start with you, Shaylee. Tell me about what you spoke about for the speech competition.
I spoke about save the children, they are our future.
All right. And how did you prepare for it? Did mommy help you write it? Did teachers help? How did that go?
My mommy and teacher helped me.
All right, so help from at home and at school. Let's see that beautiful plaque that you got. Oh, so this is for you to take home and maybe put up in your room or in the house so that everybody can see what a good speechifier you are, right?
Yes, please.
All right, congrats. And you took third spot. Naja, what was your topic for the competition?
My topic was This Girl Naja.
This Girl Naja.
My topic was Change the World and Empower the Girls.
Okay, change the world.
By empowering the girls.
By empowering the girls. Who helped you write that particular presentation?
My mother helped me write it.
Yeah, is she over there telling you what to say too? Because I saw you looking over there when you said the initial thing and then you kind of look back. Tell her, Mom, I'm on TV. No. Okay, tell her, Naja. Yeah, you know what to do because when you leave here, you have to go home with Mom. Don't pay me any attention. But anyway, thanks, Mom. You did a fantastic job. What about you, Denia? You took top spots. What was your particular area of interest? What did you speak about?
I spoke about we can create peace by working together.
Yeah, and who helped you with that piece?
Mommy helps me. My grandfather helps me. And one of my mother friends helped me.
All right, so it was definitely a team effort.
Yes, please.
That's beautiful. Were you nervous at all when you got up on stage to present?
Yes, please.
Yeah, but what did you do with those nerves?
As I got up on stage, as I started talking, I felt better.
So they kind of went away?
Yes, please.
All right, so you were confident. What about you, Naja? Were you a little nervous?
A little.
Yeah, but it went away a little bit once you started presenting.
Yes, please, like 2 seconds after.
2 seconds after. You are definitely a natural. Is that what happened with you too, Shaylee?
Yes.
Yeah, so you got up there, you were nervous, but once you started going, that was it. How old are you, Shaylee?
8 years old.
8 years old. You look like 6. What about you, Naja? How old are you?
I am 8 years old.
8 as well. And Danaya?
I am 9 years old.
9 years old. My goodness. So little and doing so well. It's wonderful that the Brownies are encouraging them to present in this way and present on these, what people might say are heavy topics.
Definitely.
You know, talk to me about how important it was to be able to get the girls presenting in this way, get them on stage, to be able to talk about what's happening in their world.
We were able to facilitate that because of our partnership with Toastmasters. There were 4 Toastmasters clubs: Eastern Orators, Let's Chalk, Sunjet, and Police Alliance. And they would have come in and facilitated the trainings. They would also have acted as judges. And one particular Toastmaster, his name is Mosiah Hoyt, or Toastmaster Mosiah, would have worked tirelessly in putting the competition together. The Girl Guides Association is grateful for this partnership and how it has helped with the development of these girls.
All right, so look at these beautiful trophies.
Yes, indeed.
And I know that as an organization, the Brownies, you know, you pay your little subs and so on, but to be able to put on these types of competitions, it takes a lot of pouring in from corporate Barbados and other quarters. So, you know, I would not like you to leave here without highlighting those people who helped to make it possible.
Well, we had what we call a silver sponsor. That was Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union. They would really have assisted us. We have a long list of donors who would have assisted with the prizes and the door prizes, because the door prizes were exciting. Our audience was very happy. And we have thanked them. I can remember a few of them today. Sandals, for instance, we have That's Tasty. There was a long list, and
thanks to everybody.
Yes.
Once you start narrowing them out, you never get everybody.
No,
so it's always going to say thanks to everyone who participated
very much
or who contributed.
But we are very grateful to all those who donated, and there was a cadre of volunteers who assisted. It is impossible to put on a show of this nature without a lot of helpers.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right, so I know your badge, is that a Sprite? Or your badge, who is he?
A pixie.
A pixie. I almost got it. And you're a bee.
Honeybee.
Honeybee.
A
honeybee. Let me not forget the honey, okay? And what's on your badge, Shaylee?
A butterfly.
That's a butterfly. All right, good stuff. It's definitely a little different from what I know of Brownies, but good stuff. Are you ladies going to share a little bit of your speech, or have you forgotten about them already because the competition is gone? So Shaylee, can you give me like the first few lines of your presentation? No? Yes? All right.
Contest chair, judges, fellow Brownies, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good evening. It is with great urgency and passion that little me stands before you today to highlight the importance of saving our children, because they are currently the cornerstone of our future. As a society, we hold the responsibility to nurture, protect, and empower our children, ensuring that they have the tools and opportunities to thrive and contribute positively to the world.
Oh, that's very good. I'm glad I wasn't a judge. What about you, Naja? Can you give us a little bit of your presentation?
Yes, please.
All right, go right ahead.
Contest chair, judges, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Change your thinking. Change the world. Empower the girl. Empower me. Around the world, there is a cry for inclusion of females in every aspect of life. But the world isn't ready for such a revival. Let's take a minute to recognize who we are. Let's take another minute to realize that change is here.
Oh, how about that? We're going to have to get you guys doing the entire speech. Did you guys record it?
Unfortunately,
I don't want to hear that, unfortunately. We're going to make this happen. All right, and for you, Danaya, can you share a little bit about your winning presentation?
Imagine this, a world where everyone understood each other, was kind to each other, respected each other, and loved each other. Madam Contest Chair, honorable judges, fellow contestants, audience, does that image remind you of anything? It reminds me of a colony of ants carrying food to their nest. They don't fight or argue, they work together. The peace chain, stronger together.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, great presentations. JCI people, you did a fantastic job. So you have these, you also got some wonderful awards that you're wearing around your necks as well. So congratulations on that. And of course they're displaying their bling bling. We just talked about bling bling today, you know how it goes. But trophies.
they would have received trophies, yes, and medals and plaques. Each participant received the medal and the plaque. But obviously the winners would have gotten some additional prizes.
All right, what else did you get, Danaya? Can you remember all of it?
I can remember some.
Some of it. Tell me.
I got a 2 for diving at the Atlantic submarine.
Woo. You must be looking forward to that. Are you a little nervous?
Nervous.
Oh, that's going to be really, really good. What else?
I got to go to a store for $100 or something.
Yeah, but make sure that you pick out what you want, okay? Don't let mom tell you, you have to get this, you know, because you want it. You did all the work. Yeah? So some fantastic prizes.
And another for another shot with $50.
All right, that's a lot of money. You are in the money. And I know that you girls won some great prizes as well. What else?
Also, it gets like to go on the zip line at Harrison's Cave.
Listen, if you keep telling me about these prizes, I might get a little jealous myself. Because there are some really, really great prizes. What about you, Nadja? Is she saying another prize?
I also got a day pass at a hotel.
No way.
I got a lunch and a desk room.
Are you showing off on me now?
Well, she's
that is a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
For that day pass, maybe you can give me a call. I don't know. We can hang out. How about that, right?
You just gotta pay.
She told me I'll have to pay. What about you, Naja? I'm sure you're excited about the prizes you won.
Yes, please.
Yes?
I won a free KFC card to go to KFC.
Yes, good stuff.
I got a free trip to Harrison's Cave.
Oh, wow.
I got a $50 pass for a computer store.
That's lovely.
And I got another computer store thing.
Listen, you guys know all the prizes. I love that because I love gifts. What about you, little Shaylee? What did you win?
I got a KFC voucher. A Just Grilling voucher.
Lovely.
And I got a computer store thing too.
Oh, that's beautiful. All the things that you love is beautiful. That's good. I love that you are engaging the young people in this way. I think for a long time here in Barbados, we kind of bring some negative attention to little ones who speak well. So all of a sudden people talk about how they speak, but if you go in the other direction, everybody's okay with that. So it's wonderful that you're kind of bringing them along, teaching them some interesting topics about what's happening in their world, that things that are relevant to them even at this time, and kind of building on their oratorical skills at the same time. So congratulations to you, Ingrid, and the entire team that put it on.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And the brownies, of course, continue to grow. Even if you don't have a troop at your school, give them a call, and they might be able to get you hooked up.
Yeah,
with
we always need leaders. Always are looking for leaders, not just at the brownie level, but at the Girl Guide level as well.
All right, good stuff. So the Girl Guides Association of Barbados Brownie Speech Contest, the finals came off last Saturday at the St. Gabriel's School, and there were 12 dynamic speakers from St. Gabriel's, George Lamming, St. Christopher, Shirley Chisholm, Hinesbury Primary, and Hilda Skeen Primary. And the speech contest is a partnership between the Girl Guides and the Toastmasters. So beautiful, beautiful work here. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank
Are you going to leave the trophies with me until next time you come back?
No.
Nobody's... Oh, we're going to take a break and come back, so stay with us. I thought you guys were my friends. You'll give me what? You'll give me a medal? All right. They're too sweet. All right, stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
From 98.1 to CBC TV8 comes the Soca Avenue, the sweetest soca hour in radio. It's artists with new tunes and some old sweet ones too, jamming on the Soca Avenue. Saturdays, join AON Skills and the crew down on Soca Avenue. All new on CBC TV8. Feeling the festival.
From the beautiful shores of the gem of the Caribbean, Barbados, home of the amazing Harrison's Cave, the tantalizing Oystins Bay Garden, our historic garrison, the indigenous road tennis, and the friendliest people in the world. We are 94.7 FM, the ultimate Bajan experience.
My friend, you don't plan to get it? Oh, Barbados. Hey, I'm KB Clean. Join me 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here at 94.7, the best and ultimate Bajan experience. My show is called Bajan to the Bone. Don't miss it, Bajan to the Bone. Weekdays right here and only here on 94.7.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
Welcome to the Crop Over Sweet Spot, your go-to show for all things Crop Over 2024. We'll dive into the big issues of the day with exclusive...
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome back. We're quickly racing toward the 8 o'clock hour, but we wanted to get in some more wonderful news about what's happening with our neighbors over in the Pine. So Ivan Speedford is back with us. He's the coordinator of the Regent Hill Festival. Family reunion. It's a little bit of everything. So
everything.
Good to have you back with us.
A blessed morning to the entire Barbados community and to you, CBC, everyone. It's nice to be back here to speak about it because we are our final stages. You know, it's the end of the week. Saturday is the final day for it. So we've been getting a lot of push behind it, you know, and the community is really aim for it. You know, we having as we said, it's about the violence that is why we create this event. And it was sad to hear what happened a couple of days ago with the little youngster that passed away. So we want to eradicate all of that there, so in the community. So we are saying even the entire Barbados community, if we could stage programs like what we're trying to stage the Regent Hill there, we open up to a lot of aspects about, as I would say, the people in the Pine had a bad stigma about them. So we try to bring this program to enlighten everyone that we could come together called family. I think family eradicate all the violence and things.
What do you hope it comes of this program? But once everybody gets out and you guys are, you know, within this reunion and sharing food and fellowship and seeing faces that you probably haven't seen for a while, what do you hope comes of this? I think it's important to kind of lay it out.
I think it would, as I say, it will help bring more unity in the community. You know, when we could come together, because I always say family is the most important thing in anything. Once you got that family aspect of anything, it will really energize the whole community. And as I would say, when I want my community to see what's going on in it, and I think it gave me the inspiration to do these little things, you know, these small little things to get everyone together. And as I say, the mothers, the fathers, and the children, if we get everyone together on a day, it could enlighten us together. We have a lot of violence what's going on in the country to eradicate it. We try to invite, we want to invite our member of parliament for our constituency, the Deputy Prime Minister of Barbados, Ms. Santia Bradshaw. We're trying to get her father to come along because her father played a big part in our community. So we want to give back something to these people. We got like people like Roy Clark, Colin Potato Ford, Marcel Brown, people that represent our nation. And then we got two little youngsters now who are at college, Javante Richards and Tajir James. We want to donate something, give them something that the rest of the community could look up for, you know. So if we could get, once we get these programs going, I think it will be very, very inspiring for our community. And as I said, other parts of our community like Golden Rock, Martins Road, if they could do the same program, like trying to bring the family into everything, you know, unite, what we call unite the community. Yeah. And I think that would be, it would go a long way. And I think every entire Barbados could adopt it, something like it. You know,
it'll make a difference.
I think it will make a difference.
All right, for people who want to contribute or want to be a part of it, can they just show up? Do they need to contribute something? Do they need to contact you? How does it work?
Yeah, we got a shop, a community shop room that a lady named Angela Allen. You can go through her, and if you got anything to donate, the number, her number is available easily, you know. And you can contact me. You can contact my good friend Sean. My number is 237-0763. And I didn't bring the community number, but I will get it.
That's okay. Once you share it with us, we'll make sure that we share it online one of these mornings.
Yeah. As I say, we had a lot of some very prominent people that come through that region. So we got lawyers, we got magistrates, we got politicians, and we got a lot of sports personalities, entertainment people, you know, that come up with our community that we want to, and like we want to give them back something, you know. So we got some certificates, we got some plaques that we're going to hang up to them, the people that do a lot for the Pine and a lot for the region. because I always say Regent Hill is something like the capital of the Pine. Everything happens at top Regent Hill. It starts at top there. So we want to flow through the rest of the community, you know. I want to get flow through the rest of the community. Like what we put in on now, I think the Pine has one of the, let's say, the best communities in Barbados. Pine very, as we say, Admiral. He can't run the Pine too, as we was talking about, and he's a top journalist, and you know. So I always say that once we produce these type of programs, it just don't got to be only football, cricket, but other things, you know, to like on that day we're gonna got some skating, the Barbados Skating Association. They're gonna send over their participations and to participate in it. You know, they got people who could skate very, very good. So that we're gonna have something that we're gonna got steel pan. Different things we're trying to bring that normally won't be highlighted.
So you're bringing some real action to the community.
Yeah.
What are people generally saying? People who still live in the area and who are in the immediate environs, because usually if you're only, you get to see everybody, but then as you mentioned last time you were here, you're encouraging some of the relatives who might have gone on, they live in other neighborhoods and so on, to come back to Regent Hill.
Yeah, we ask the residents that there now to invite the ones that ain't live in the area anymore to come back in, you know. Because every get those people that gone out in the neighborhood to come back, it will show that they respect the neighborhood, it show they care about the neighborhood, and it will be very nice, you know, to see them. The day when I see that, I could vision the day. I could vision the day. I could see how it gonna look. You know, I could see the joy in it. And I ask all of them, and they just come out and support. Who got donations? You could bring drinks. You could bring anything to enhance the program, to make the program purposely.
All right, so you're heading to the capital of the Pine, Regent Hill, and this is coming off this weekend, yes?
Yes, this weekend from 10 to 10.
From 10 to 10?
Yeah, from 10 in the morning to 10 in the night.
I love it. So make sure you come out. You can reach out to Ivan, or you can go in the community. Everybody knows everybody. So, I mean, if you ask for Anne, is it Anne who's doing the coordinating?
Angela, yeah.
Angela?
Yeah.
Ask for Angela. Everyone's calling her Angela. Anne. Ask for Angela. And
you can ask for Angela, you can ask for Pauline. You know, once you get regional, you answer these people, call them home. You know, so you go there, their base is home there, and you will find them there, and it's easy to get in contact. I gotta say enough respect to people like Zara Bonnet and Hamilton Lashley, because I gotta mention Hamilton Lashley too, because he behind the scenes helping us to get certain things done. You know, we gotta tell people who we got Andy Hines, David. This guy David, you know, who gave us the electricity when we got our open mic nights. We got to thank him. Who else I got to thank?
All the people who
all the people that contributed.
I know you're going to miss somebody if you try to go down the list, but every single body. And I want to thank you, Ivan, for continuing to do community work in this way. These days we hear a lot about civil society and third sector work, but these are the people who've been doing the work before it had the fancy titles that goes along with it right now. Community work, community work, community practitioners, as we
like to call
it. So
yeah.
Ivan Ford coordinating the Regent Hill Come Back Home Festival. It really is a family reunion of sorts. So make sure you go out and celebrate it.
I hope everybody keep it in the heart, you know, hold it in your heart and come and support it, because we want the support. And I think that day, because we asked St. Pine's Creative Workshop to donate their drummers so that the drummers will
yeah, we were talking all morning, because every time I talk, I even remember something else.
Something else, happening, you know. We got the drummers
we're going to take a break and come on back. Do stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome to the Crop Over Sweet Spot, your go-to show for all things Crop Over 2024. We'll dive into the big issues of the day with exclusive interviews with the entertainers, the experts, the movers and shakers of the festival, plus you, the audience. Get to join the conversation and share your views. Tune in to CBC TV 8 every Friday night for the ultimate Crop Over experience with yours truly, the Admiral. We're big on everything Crop Over 2024. The Crop Over Sweet Spot, brought to you with the kind compliments of Axel Finance.
Tune in every Friday at 6 p.m. to see me, Chrissy D, on Fashion Flair on CBC TV 8. I'll be bringing you the latest fashion trends, fashion ends, and everything in between. Get ready to transform your style, get inspired, and elevate your fashion game with the ultimate guide to looking fabulous. Join me, Chrissy D, this Friday on CBC TV 8 at 6 p.m. for an exciting episode of Fashion Flair.
The ultimate cricket showdown is coming to ESPN, and MCTV has got you covered. The ICC Cricket World Cup 2024 is here on ESPN and MCTV. Tune into MCTV channels 302 and 308, and don't miss a single six, wicket, or heart-pounding moment as top teams vie for the 2024 T20 World Cup. From June 1st to 29th, it's cricket you can't afford to miss. Tune into ESPN on MCTV, and for live radio coverage, tune into 94.7. Catch every moment of the ICC Cricket World Cup T20 action.
We enjoy a game of dominoes and singing karaoke.
I just love cruise.
When you love me just a little bit longer.
You get to relax and have a drink and listen to some nice music.
It's something different. It's spectacular. It's fabulous. You know.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
All right, so we want you to tune in to Q100.7 FM today for part 2 of a discussion on the Accident and Emergency Department. Of course, the hosts are going to be on today. Shane Seeley, Communications Specialist with the QEH, and Dr. Christine Greenwich. They're going to take a look at the operations at the AED with the head of that department, Dr. Anne-Marie Cruikshank. They'll be in from 11 to 12, and they're taking calls as well. So capitalize on that opportunity to listen in to and call into the Pulse Radio Show to find out a little bit more. All right, so that's it from us for today for Morning Barbados. Coming up tomorrow, conversations on CARICOM. Ambassador Comishong is going to be in to tell us all about what he's doing all across the region. Plus, Battered, Bruised, Not Broken, Tea Party Edition by Queen Mindset Empowerment Inc. They will be in to share more about that particular presentation with us as it comes up. And we're talking the labor market situation in Barbados. We want to make sure that we are looking at that in a holistic kind of way. All of that and much more is coming up tomorrow on Morning Barbados. So have a great day today. I know if you're anything like me, you're a little down that the West Indies are out of the competition, but we'll be all right. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you.